Welcome to another episode of Nibble Time Snack Reviews. Steve316 says we're about to eat some snacks. I'm just trying to have fun with the shirt and such. All right, today, seriously, welcome to Nibble Time Snack Review. Today I am going to be reviewing some gummies. We have a couple of different new / limited edition flavors here. We have Nerds Gummy Clusters as well as Skittles Gummies. So I'm going to talk a little bit about each of the brands independently and a little bit about gummies in general. We're going to start off with Nerds. When looking things up about Nerds, they were first brought out in 1983 by the Willy Wonka Company. Fun fact about the Willy Wonka Company: it was actually created as a marketing ploy to promote the movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So a lot of times people talk about movie tie-ins. That is one of the most ultimate movie tie-ins, starting an entire candy company just to promote your movie. But hey, it worked, and it's still a very profitable business now. When it comes to Nerds, there's a lot of speculation on where they decided to come up with the name for it. Most people believe that it comes from a Dr. Seuss book called If I Ran a Zoo, where nerd is mentioned as one of the creatures in the zoo, and that they kind of just used that name and applied it towards it. What is a nerd? Nerd is basically just sugar on sugar on sugar. A direct quote from them and the making process is basically we start off with a sugar crystal and we keep coating it with more sugar. And they just spin huge barrels of containers of sugar crystals, which receive coats of sugar until the nerds are totally formed. So it's just sugar on sugar on sugar, which, if you couldn't guess, the natural color of a nerd would be white. And then they receive their colors when they go into different separate barrels, transferring from one to another. For instance, grape and strawberry go together, and so on and so forth. The gummies were actually invented by Hans Riegel Sr., who was a German. He developed the different formula for making gummy candies overall. Thus, we have the gummies and we have the nerds covered. Let's talk a little bit about Skittles. Skittles were invented in 1974 in England, but not imported over to the United States until 1979. Taste the Rainbow is a slogan that Skittles uses. They do something special every Pride Month. They actually release their Skittle colors instead of rainbowed, just gray. So they do that in honor of Pride Month because, as they said, only one rainbow matters during Pride Month. So little tidbit to know on there. Fun fact about, I'm not a big fan of gummies. I'm not a huge fan of nerds. A little personal story, bringing it deep here. So when I was 12, I actually dumped too many nerds in my mouth and was choking on them. When my friends saw that I was choking, they stopped and they were like, "Oh my God, what's going on? Are you all right?" And I just said, "Nerds." And they started looking around for people to try and fight. I did not have the smartest group of friends around me. But we were 12. So. But enough crappy gummy and nerd facts and Skittles. Let's go into actually opening them up. In fact, I'm going to do that kind of differently. I'm going to cut it open so that makes it a little simpler for me in the long run. Cut right in there. All right. I'm going to start with the Skittles because between the two, I still would prefer the nerds. No, I'm not a big fan. So you're basically getting the same exact flavors that you would by eating Skittles. You're just not getting the hard candy coating around it. So basically they've done a great job of just transferring a hard Skittle, making it a soft Skittle with a gummy. So nice translation there. Let's do the Nerds clusters. And since that's something a little different, I'm going to go ahead and show it. Looks like a bunch of like little rocks that you'd find like at the beach. A bunch of little sand crystals stuck to something. So you're getting all the flavor of a nerd. So it's basically just nerds that are stuck to a gummy. And yet somehow it works better than just the straight nerds. Maybe it's just because it has something like chewy on it to break it up instead of just, you know, chugging a box of little pebbleized sugar crystals. But this works really, really good. And considering like I said, I'm not a huge fan of gummies. When it comes to sweets, I'm more looking for like chocolate or something like more sweets, chocolate. I'm a chocolate person. Let's just face it. I'm just chocolate. But the nerds, they're really, really good. It works out really well. So let's talk about the review. I'm going to give the Nerds gummy clusters an 85, which is far higher than I would have ever guessed. And then for the Skittles gummies, they did a great job on mimicking a Skittle just in a gummy flavoring. I'm not huge on gummies, so that is going to play into it. It's going to get a 76, and whereas this one got the 85 because it works so much nicer than just the original. So good job to Wonka Company for putting together some good things. Thanks for existing because of a great movie, not the remake with Johnny Depp, the original one with Gene Wilder. If you haven't seen it, watch the Gene Wilder one. It is worth watching. Thank you for spending the time this morning or afternoon, whenever you're watching it. Let me know what I should be reviewing next. Like, subscribe, share the episode with somebody who likes plants. So if you like plants, this is for you. Thanks for watching.